Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is Real Talk with Coach Sherri, and this channel is about workforce development, career readiness, and entrepreneurship. Every Friday at 6 p.m. I will be going live with a special guest, and my special guest comes from a variety of backgrounds. Many of them are athletes or former athletes that have propelled their careers into the realm of entrepreneurship. Also, I have people that are going to be coming on talking more about nonprofit organizations and how to develop your nonprofit organization. I'll have people in education here. I'll have a variety of guests, and each guest will provide you with amazing, valuable nuggets that will take you a long, long way. So I want to thank those of you who are new to my channel. Thank you so much for deciding to rock with me. I really appreciate you. If any of you gain a nugget from this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you think someone else may need to hear this message, I would love to have you just share it out with them. If you are not already part of the team at this time, I'd like to invite you to subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications so that you'll know when I post a new video. All right, you guys, I was talking to Miss Fifi Tyson earlier today as I am taking my daughter to her doctor's appointments. She's getting ready for college, and you know, you have to just get those physicals and things of that nature. We did virtual, but she had to go in for a couple of other things. And we were talking about business, and it just really jogged my memory about my children, my legacies, and how they have been involved in business. You know, I grew up in a brick and mortar business that my parents owned and operated for 40 years, and business and entrepreneurship just has been running through my veins. If it was a color, it would probably be, I don't know, I guess red. But I love business, and my husband does as well. He and I have had businesses and have businesses together, and my kids have grown up, I guess, just hearing us talk about business all the time. But it made me remember some things. I remember my son, who was the oldest of my three, when he was about 7 years old, he came up to us and said, "Mom and Dad, I'm interested in making my own money." First of all, what 7-year-old says that, right? So we said, okay, well, what do you want to do? He said, I don't know, I want to own a business, but I just don't know what kind of business. So, you know, I started brainstorming with him. I said, well, what do you like? He said, well, I like sports, I like books, you know, I like to play with my friends. So I said, well, you could make a business out of some of those things that you really like. So he started thinking more and more, and he said, I want to sell something. So I said, okay, well, think about what you like, and then think about some things you could sell. So as time went on, and he kept thinking on his own, you know, about what he wanted to do, what he wanted to sell, what kind of business he wanted to make, he came up with a business to sell used sporting gear, because he looked around the house and in the garage and noticed that we had a lot of sports gear that he outgrew or could no longer use, that his sisters outgrew. So he was thinking, you know, we could sell this. I said, yeah. I said, so what do you want to name it? What do you want to name your company? And he said, I want to name it Second Round Sports, because it's giving the sporting equipment a second chance. It's like their second round. So I said, that's a great idea, son. And at the age of 7, my son started a business called Second Round Sports, where he sold used sporting goods. Now, mind you, there's a franchise called Play It Again Sports, you know, where they sell used sporting equipment and things like that. So his was along that line, but it was just a little bit more personal. So he got the word out to his friends. Next thing I know, he had a crate outside the side door of our house, and we would come home and it would be random used sporting goods equipment there. Cleats, baseball gloves, different types of sneakers, shorts. I mean, just amazing equipment. And he and his sisters would go out in the back, clean off everything, wipe it down really good to make it look as new as possible. Every season, our neighborhood at the time would have garage sales, and he and his sisters would set up the second round sports equipment that he had gathered and sell it. and people loved it. And then during the year, periodically, his friends' parents would contact us and say, does your son have this pair of cleats in this size? And they would come and get that. And he made a little business out of that. And it was amazing. He had it for a couple of years. And then, he pivoted onto something else. He got really busy with sports himself. And when he got to high school, he used to always carry gum. He would buy the big packs of gum from the dollar store, where they sell maybe 3 or 4 packs of gum for $1. And he would sell each piece of gum to his friends for 25 cents. So, especially after lunch, he would rack up. And my son would make about $20 a week just selling pieces of gum every day to his friends and people that he went to school with. And he became known as that person who would always have gum. And so he always thinks ahead and thinks about, being an entrepreneur. He went to a summer enrichment program, a couple of summers while in middle school at University of Virginia. And if any of you know anything about Charlottesville, Virginia, it's very, very hilly. It's a beautiful, beautiful land, beautiful country, but it's very hilly. So he was in their summer program. It was hot, and the store that they could buy, things in large quantities was a hike. It was down a hill, and so that meant they had to come back up the hill. So everyone that he would go with to the store would buy, maybe a bottle of water, a bottle of Gatorade. He would buy a whole crate or carton of Gatorade, come back to his dorm room, put it in the fridge, and at night or the next day, when everyone already finished their one bottle that they just bought, they would be looking around because they are thirsty or hot or whatever, and he would have the bottles because he brought the whole family pack crate thing. And he would sell them, the Gatorade, $2 a bottle. So he always been on his grind with, being an entrepreneur. And that was in middle school when he did that. Oh my goodness. I thought that was brilliant when he told us, because he always had money like that. It's like, wow, you doing a great job. So now fast forward, and my center child, remember I call her my center child because she is exactly 20 months older and younger than her sister and brother. And so anyway, she has a business where she sells high-end sneakers, and she ships them to people all over the world. She's a shoe plug. And so that's her thing. She braids her own hair, and sometimes in college she braids other people's hair. Right now, during the pandemic, she is in real estate school. So she's going to become a licensed realtor. She wants to be an investor. So she's, on her grind with that. My youngest, who's just getting ready to graduate high school, she sells clothes on eBay. And she's always sold clothes on other sites as well. She'll go to different locations, get great deals, reconfigure the outfits, because she also sews and sells clothes. So I really, really love the entrepreneurship mindset that my children have, that my legacies have. And I hope I was able to give you an idea that you could possibly share with the young people in your life or for yourself. It doesn't have to just be young people, definitely not. But don't discourage a young person. They are never too young to start their own business. I look at Toya Wright, and her young daughter is like 2 or 3 years old, has a book out, and I'm sure obviously her mom helped her, but her mother is starting her legacy by getting her into being an author at a very, very young age, which I think is really, really something special. So I hope this video encourages you to step out. Think about things that you love to do. Think about things that you're great at, and you could make a business out of it. You really can. Just take your time, think about it, research it, observe others, get a mentor, get a coach, whatever you need to do to make it happen. But it can happen. Encourage your children. Having multiple streams of income is where it's at, and it has to start somewhere, and it doesn't always have to be your 9 to 5. All right, everyone, I really appreciate you rocking with me with this video. Please leave a comment down below, like, subscribe, share, and stay safe until we speak again. And remember, this has been Real Talk with Coach Sherri.